Hey YouTube, and welcome back to Morgellons discussion and microscopy videos. I'm your host, Jeremy Murphy, and today, man, I'm very happy to be able to announce the shout-outs for our new members. We have Jesus or Jesus Amador and Dakota Girl. Thank you for joining our channel and becoming members of the Morgellons discussion and microscopy videos. I'm glad to have you all on board. Thank you for the support, definitely. Everybody who joins as a member of this channel is helping me directly to produce more of these videos where we talk about various aspects of the Morgellons skin condition. And that's what I want to talk about today, because in talking with people while forming the new Morgellons movement organization, it's become apparent to me that a lot of the disconnect with people is specifically, hey, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and take care of that. You can hit the like button now or later at the end. It's your choice. And leave a discussion in the comment down below, and we'll take care of that later too. The big problem is people see Morgellons as a disease, an overarching disease that can result in multi-system conditions. And that's just not the right way to look at it, because Morgellons is a skin condition that results from an overarching disease process, and that disease process so far has been identified as Lyme disease and tick-borne relapsing fever, which is also a Borrelia bacteria. Morgellons is just a condition. It's one of the many conditions somebody with Lyme disease can experience. People with Lyme disease can experience memory loss, joint pain, fatigue, non-understanding from your community about what's really going on, having to get a special doctor, losing a lot of money, moving back in with their moms, all sorts of crazy shit's going on when you get the Lyme's disease. But Lyme is the disease that results in the conditions, and Morgellons is one of those many conditions that Lyme can result in. We have research which shows us that about 6% of Lyme disease patients will develop the Morgellons condition specifically. That means 94% of Lyme disease patients don't get Morgellons. So a lot of the reason why this misinformation originated is people claiming that Morgellons was environmental. And of course we know now, because of research, that it's not environmental at all. It cannot be the process. The process cannot result from environmental toxicity, toxic overload, toxic exposure. But the Borrelia bacteria that is consistently found in Morgellons disease patients is demonstrated to affect the cells that it inhabits in an epigenetic factor with the mRNA collagen growth factor. It causes the cells to overexpress the proteins that they usually produce. That's a reasonable hypothesis. Of course, more research needs to go into finding out if that's exactly how the fibers are created, but since the fibers themselves stain positive against a broad range of spirochetes antibodies, that tells us that the spirochetes themselves are involved in the creation of that fiber specifically. The cells that comprise that fiber are infected with the spirochetal bacteria. I say a broad range of spirochetes because the antibody stain used in most of these experiments react to both treponemes and Borrelia bacteria, which are very similar. They're both in the spirochete family. I would postulate that syphilis is more similar, if not more virulent, than Lyme disease, particularly because it can produce a false positive on a Lyme test, while Lyme disease will not cause a false positive on a syphilis test. Syphilis testing is not accurate. There's one Bolivian study which shows that 5 out of every 20 people with syphilis will leave the hospital with a false negative reaction on their test. So, and the same thing is true with Lyme disease. The standard Lyme disease test will give a false negative even if an infection is active. And if your infection is syphilis, but you get a positive on that Lyme disease test, you don't know if you have one or the other without confirmation testing. And that's where people get mixed up with the two-tier testing. You know, they say, well, it's just a barrier to get people diagnosed with Lyme disease. No, it's a tool for physicians to use to determine if that Lyme disease positive test isn't actually occurring in light of syphilis. Because if it is occurring in light of syphilis, we want to let the community know that this is a syphilis case, contact all the people who have had contact with this individual, and make sure that they are treated as well. Because, you know, as far as we know, Lyme disease isn't as infectious as syphilis. Whereas you're not going to be able to pick up Lyme disease by sitting on a toilet. You can pick up syphilis by sitting on a toilet seat. And I'll leave information in the description below. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. Leave a discussion down below in the comment area. And again, I want to thank all of my members. This is getting great, guys. I appreciate everybody signing up. And of course, you get those colored badges as you go along. So I'm glad to see some people are achieving some unique colors. I see one individual on here has made it all the way through to get the yellow badge. So we're on our way. If there's anything you guys want to see in particular, any aspect of Morgellons disease that you want to hear us talk about, or you would like to get some more information on, feel free to drop me a line. Leave me a comment, send me a message, let me know, and I'll do what I can to get that information for you up here on this channel. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you soon.